Hey everybody, this is Jod Booker with A Plus Garage Doors. We've had a lot of questions lately about painting your garage door, so we decided to bring in the expert. This is Seth with Paint Easy. Seth, you want to tell everybody what's going on here?
So yeah, I'm Seth with Paint Easy. We make painting easy. We've been here in Utah, servicing the whole state of Utah for about 7.5 years, and we paint pretty much everything, interiors, exteriors, and that includes, on occasion, garage doors.
A lot of questions are being asked, like what's the difference between indoor paint and outdoor paint, and what kind of paints you'd recommend for painting a garage door?
So indoor paints and outdoor paints are very different. Outdoor paints typically have a lot more components in them that help with adhesion. So when you're painting outside, naturally when you get an exterior paint, you're going to have a lot different makeup of that exact paint.
For garage doors, we have different types of materials like steel, aluminum, and wood doors. Is there anything you'd recommend between steel and aluminum doors, and what you should do for a wooden door?
Yeah, those are going to be two totally different substrates, which means two totally different processes and two totally different paints. Our typical recommendation, a good exterior paint is going to stick pretty well to aluminum and steel. However, urethanes are going to be your best bet, and all the major paint brands carry good quality urethanes. Wood, however, is a little bit different. Most of the time you're going to want to prime that, and then you can go over that with a pretty standard exterior paint.
What are some things people should take into consideration with garage doors as far as getting them ready to be painted? I know they're different panels. Do you recommend that they pull the whole door down and section it off and then paint it, or paint it while it's still up?
Most of the time you can just paint it while it's still up. Use the existing structure that you've got in place and make it easy for yourself. And then when it comes to prep work, the main thing is you want to see how old your garage door is. If it's brand new and really shiny, you're going to want to do a little bit more prep work to that kind of a door. You might want to lightly sand it. You might want to even apply a primer in that case, because the shinier it is, that means the harder it's going to be for paint to stick to it. But if it's kind of an older door, you just want to make sure it's nice and clean. That applies to a new door as well, but nice and clean. Wash it down with a nice hot water and dish soap solution just to get all the junk off of there, and then most of the time that means you're ready to go.
Perfect. And being a layperson in paint, because our doors are paneled, they're not going to see any issues in between these cracks with the paint or anything like that?
Not normally. The way that we paint them is if you use a spray machine or a roller, most of the time you can work it into those crevices to the point where even when you open the door, you don't see any of that underpaint, or that base color.
And there's no issues when the paint dries of this sealing, and any issues with the door being able to be opened, correct?
Exactly. These gaps are big enough. Paint isn't designed to bridge, meaning dry over the top of that. So as soon as it dries, it's actually going to form right into that crevice, and you'll be good to go.
All right, Seth, so what we have here is your standard garage door in white, or I don't know if this is eggshell. You might know a little bit more about paint than I do. But this is a newer door, so what paint would you recommend for this, and what kind of maintenance, and how long do you think it would last if someone decided to paint this door?
Yeah, great question. This is a door we see all the time in Utah, and a lot of people want to change it to match more of their home. Because it is newer, like I said, we're going to wash this clean, and then the plan would be to scuff it up just a little bit, because we want to de-sheen it or lower that sheen just a little bit to help our paint stick. And then because it's newer, I would recommend going with a urethane. So paints like Sherwin-Williams Emerald Urethane, or Benjamin Moore's Command, or Behr even has one that's just called Behr Urethane. Those are great paints that would go very well here. Those paints really are going to last a long time. You could wash it off, pressure wash it maybe once a year if you really wanted to. Otherwise, those are going to last. They should give you 10, 15, maybe even 20 years on a finish like that. Awesome. Pretty low maintenance.
Oh, that's great. And since this is a white door, would the same process be for a black door, or are you going to need to do all the prep work and then do a base coat of a different color and then do the color that you want, or is it about the same as doing a white door?
It's going to be actually very similar.
Okay.
Just that we may have to add an extra coat of paint to cover that all the way if you were going from black to a white door.
That's great information, Seth. Thank you for that. If you have any questions on replacing panels or anything like that, you can get a hold of us at aplusdoor.com. If you have any questions about paint, Seth, where can they get a hold of you guys?
You can just go straight to our website, painteasyutah.com.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming out, and I hope this information was helpful to some of you guys.